Yo, it's the Bootleg Kev podcast, man. Episode, I don't even know what number we're on right now. There's a lot going on. With that being said, we got my bro, Chevy Woods.
You already know. What's good,
Taylor
man?
Gang is in the building.
For sure. All the time, bro.
Welcome, man. You know, we did like a little Zoom interview. It was even before your album came out. What was it like in the middle of the quarantine, which we're still in the middle of?
Yeah, it was in the middle. It was before the album. Man.
No, it was before.
It was before the album.
Yeah, no, it was before the album came out. Well, since Birth is out.
Yes, sir.
How has life been for you, man, since all the shit has been kind of like collapsing around us in Los Angeles? Because I know you've been out here pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought that it would be like this. You know what I mean? Like, especially dropping music and shit, putting the album out in the pandemic shit like this, not being able to move around.
Yeah, like tour and
yeah, like even like this, you know what I'm saying? Like at least it opened up a little bit for us to be able to do something like this.
Hey, honestly, that's why, you know, we've been talking about me doing this podcast for so long, and like they shut the radio station down so we can't have guests there probably till next year. And I'm like, yo, this Zoom shit and this Instagram live shit is like kind of whack.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to me, honestly, there's not no feel there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and it's like everybody, like, you know what, like, I mean, and it's good for artists because, you know, like these radio promo runs are draining if you're a rapper, right? And you got to go and bounce around all these corny ass radio DJs in every fucking market. It can be a lot. Now you can just be like, all right, let's do a Zoom.
Yeah, just straight Zoom. You know what I mean? But for somebody like me, I feel like putting out my first album after all this time, I feel like I would want to.
No, you want to go.
around.
You want to do that.
It probably wouldn't drain
It's crazy
me.
to think that this is your first album.
Yeah, super crazy. And I always tell people it's 17 projects before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what makes this the album, and what about all the mixtapes? I mean, like, this is your first album. It's so wild to say that out loud. Like,
yeah, it throws people off too. You know what I mean? Because it's like they pull up projects and be like, "This wasn't the album." I'm like, "No, I didn't say that. It was a mixtape." You know what I mean? Like I didn't go like pause as hard as I like on a mixtape. I can go in there and do that shit in a day or two if I really want to. You know what I mean? Like the whole project,
right?
And then put it out in a week. But with the album, I feel like I had the album 6 times before. And
so this is like the 6th rendition of your first album?
Yeah, and then I've been trashing it the whole time. Like, nah, it ain't ready.
Yeah, what's like, obviously, you know, everybody knows you from being Taylor Gang, and you're kind of like Wiz's right-hand man. I think, like, you know, if you see Wiz, you see Chevy. Like, it's you guys are, you know, we talked about this on IG Live. You're like the Scotty to his Jordan, and like, what is like, do you feel like there's like a lot of pressure, like being like, this is your first album? I know that like a lot of people have been waiting for your shit for a long time, bro. And like, it's almost like you dropped last year, right? Didn't you drop a mixtape last year? Or was that 2018?
Yeah, no, I dropped a project last year too.
Yeah, you're like, it's crazy though. Like, do you feel any sort of pressure? Like, being as like we've been seeing you and you've been putting out so much content, but this is like I feel like that debut album energy is so different than everything else that anybody could ever do, because it's like you think of Nas and Illmatic and Doggy Style
and that's where my mind was at anyway. Like, of course, it's the baby picture, you know what I'm saying? So right. I thought, you know, in my mind, thinking of like classic music and how I used to listen to albums from start to finish without skipping, that was my whole thing. Like, when it's time, I'm gonna do the baby picture, because that's like my classic album.
That's
and it
happened
homage. To be it's like the Nas
Ready
cover,
to Die.
the Ready to Die cover, the Wheezy cover. You know what I mean? So like all of those were like inspiration to me having it. But I don't.
Which album did Lil Wayne? Was it Carter 3? Was Lil Wayne?
Carter 3, I think so. Yeah, Carter 3. Nah, and the pressure thing is, I've been out the door for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't gotta live up to nobody's expectations or nothing like that anymore. I feel like years ago I probably had to.
Right.
Just because Wiz was at so high of a point that people were looking like, oh, his man, what is he gonna do next? Blah, 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 blah. But I never lived in that world, you know what I mean? I just basically just did my own shit, and he supported the same way.
Right.
Regardless.
How do you feel like, because obviously Taylor Gang has had so many different incarnations throughout the years. There was like that double XL cover where it was the Lola chick and
shout out to Lola,
Juicy and Ty.
Juicy Ty, yep.
And then it seems like
even Cardo was on that cover.
Cardo, shout out to Cardo for being so instrumental in the sound like early on, man. But then like more recently, you know, there's like, you know, the guy Skate. There's you know, these younger artists. What's the dude's name? Not
Deji.
No, I'm thinking of dude from fucking Houston. Is he from Houston?
Oh, Sosa Man.
Sosa Man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like there's like, you know, like I just feel like there's been so many different, but you've kind of always been the constant besides obviously Wiz Khalifa. Do you remember like the early days of like when y'all decided to call the shit Taylor Gang? Like what were like those early days like? You were probably not even Chevy Woods yet. You were probably Kev.
I was.
Yeah.
Definitely Kev the Hustler.
Kev the Hustler, yeah.
It was basically off of like I didn't wear Chuck Taylors and shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really see those come about into like outfits until I met Wiz. You know what I'm saying? And he was wearing them with everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the hell made this dude wear these shoes, bro? Like these is like some of the wackest shoes ever. You know what I'm saying? Especially to go with an outfit and like be in the streets. Cause he was in the hood with us, like, you know what I'm saying? Constantly, like every day. And people would be like, yo, what's up with your man, bro? Like, what he got on and nah. But I just kind of like took the time to like figure out why he moves and why he does why he thinks this way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it definitely comes from the shoe, and then it was just his own thing, and then we came around. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like 10 of us from my neighborhood.
Right.
And boom, Taylor Gang. Now he has something to call it, an actual gang of people. You know what I'm saying? So it came from the shoe, and it came from the people.
Yeah, the entire Chuck Taylor and camouflage cargo short thing was like
uniform. Yeah, it
was uniform for me for like probably longer than it should have been. Fucking cargo shorts.
Bro,
let me tell you something. There's something like fire about like somebody making like a $34 shoe cool for like poor motherfuckers. Like, I could go get me some fucking Chucks and be lit.
For sure. We used to. I mean, it was a point where we used to just wear everybody on tour. Like when we were on tour, like you said, it was the shark hoodie, the UTB hoodie.
The shark hoodie, yep.
And then it was like, you know, either a crew neck that way or the camo shorts with the pulled up socks with the Chucks.
Or you guys. I remember when Wiz had like a real flash Cloud Kicker hoodie that he put out. That I copped. Shout out to Cloud Kicker. I don't know what happened to those guys.
Cloud Kicker. That was like the beginning of like getting clothes from people.
Streetwear shit.
Yeah,
that shit's crazy.
Like, yo, we got a box for you. I'm like, huh?
What's that mean?
Yeah,
free clothes.
Yeah, free clothes.
That shit's crazy. What do you miss? Because you guys usually every summer you guys do your tour, right? Like, was it dope to have this year off?
No.
Get a break, or you missing the road?
Yeah, I'm missing the road for sure. Because the thing about it is, the year before we got back to it, we took off, and that's right. That was a break between like 6-7 years of touring.
Yeah.
So when we got back, and then now it's cut off again. You know, like we itching to like be out there.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like one of those things every summer where you're just like, all right, who's Wiz bringing out on the road this year?
Mm-hmm. For sure. I miss that too. Like, you know, just the camaraderie of people and hearing what names are going to be out there and knowing who you cool with and knowing who you want to get to know and stuff like that.
Hey, do you remember the time that Wiz did a show in Flagstaff at NAU and his cousin played football there? And then we all went and took over like a frat house in the mountains.
Was I there?
I don't know if you were there. You would have remembered if you were there. Never mind. You might not have been there, but I feel like you're at every fucking show.
I know, because only one that I really remember is like in Arizona. I mean, of course, they used to have a spot called Red something or some shit.
Oh, yeah, Club Red.
Club Red.
Damn, that was early, huh?
Yeah, like even that. And I went back there with Kevin Gates in like 2015.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw you solo was in Scottsdale. You and Burner did a show.
Yep.
Shout out to the Burn Man. Yeah, I just feel like the road, man, is like I feel like you guys have done it for so long in the summertime. It's like shit. It's crazy to think this is the first summer in my life where there's no big tours.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about when the Get Back happens next year? How many people's gonna be trying to go out? Some people ain't gonna get their chance.
I think that there's gonna be a adjusted bag for the times for all the artists, right? Like you might have to take like 15 grand less than you're used to taking, or like depending on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because you have to kind of factor that in. Not only that, right? But the costs, if you think about if you're a promoter and you want to throw a show, the precautions are way different now.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to like make sure everyone's like fucking, maybe sprayed down before they walk in. Like that's, like, I don't know. Like, bro, I went to Mexico last month, and before we could go into the resort, you got to stand under this thing and it missed you with fucking sanitizer, bro.
Oh, yeah, see.
This shit was wild.
Shit's getting trippy.
But yeah, the shows are going to be interesting because I think once there's a fucking, what am I, the shit that they give you?
Vaccine?
A fucking vaccine.
A vaccine.
The shit that they give you.
Yeah, they
AKA,
might give you,
It's some shit that they give you.
Saying that might be some shit that they give you though too. Like people, they don't know, man. History is crazy. Like there used to be vaccines and shit like that back in the day where they give you shit. They give you the shit that
they purposely gave people
so they could spread
diseases
it.
to test
So are you gonna go take the vaccine?
I'm gonna wait at least
unknowingly.
I'm gonna take that motherfucker eventually. Hey, look, I haven't dug in enough to the anti-vaccine fucking conspiracy hole on the internet, but I got to check it out. It's a place I'm willing to check out.
Yeah, me neither, but I feel like it's 50-50.
I don't know. I mean,
it's documented that they purposely injected black people with syphilis.
See what I'm saying?
So like,
that's not even.
And that's like official.
That's
document.
official?
Yeah.
Just think about the last person you heard have chicken pox.
I haven't had chicken pox in a long time.
But as a kid, you had.
I had it once.
Back then, it don't come around no more.
Do you think that's because people got vaccinated?
I mean,
isn't that good?
I feel like it was something that was put here, just like everything else.
Oh, almost like it was some man-made shit.
Yeah, bird flu. Where's it at? Anthrax. Where's it at? It's like that shit just don't up and leave, bro.
Listen, man, the coronavirus. I already had the coronavirus like 4 months ago, so I'm that shit sucked. Maybe I'm already fucking immune.
What was that like? What was this?
I just couldn't. Honestly, for me, it was like I'm a fucking idiot, and Scottsdale opened back up, so I went out there and DJ'd like a fucking idiot. And then Sway Lee, I DJ'd his mansion party in Scottsdale, and then like 3 days later, I had a sniffle, and I was like, it's a fucking sniffle, whatever. I got back to LA, and then I couldn't smell. And I was like, fuck, I got this shit.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't smell, and then I was like fatigued a little bit. And
they say that's the first thing that goes. It's like you smell.
Yeah, I'm just glad my taste didn't go away because I'm a fat fuck. So I was, I like to enjoy my food.
Right.
It definitely was affected. But yeah, I think shows are going to be extremely different for at least all of next year. Like,
put it this way: if Drake goes out, if the Baby goes out, if Wiz goes out, if Travis Scott goes out, if some so-and-so goes out, that person in that household cannot buy all those goddamn
Well, I feel like
tickets.
that was already happening. There was some summer, it might have been last summer or the summer before, there was like fucking 15 tours going on, and like one of these is taking an L.
Yeah, somebody got to lose.
Because ain't like you said, nobody who's normal can afford 5 arena tour fucking tickets. That's $50 a pop. Like, I mean.
And you got to take in consideration, you saying to yourself, these are my favorite artists. I'm not going on the lawn. I'm buying them.
Yeah, you got to go with a broad, or you got to go with your people, and then you got to get a babysitter. And
outfits.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
5 shows. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the concert game is going to be fucked up for a while. I think it's going to go heavy in the digital space for a little bit. Like, I know some people who are some heavy hitters that are like putting together some like digital, like pay for concert shit, which I think is kind of honestly fucking whack. But
meaning like watch it,
like you just watch, like people are performing. Like I think that shit's terrible.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, if you can get a bag, of course you're gonna do it if you're an artist. But it's like that kind of takes away the whole purpose of the road. The road is to like build up more fans, see the people with your own eyes.
Yep.
interact with your, especially if you're doing smaller venues. That's like the most important like stage of your career when you're doing like 500 person venues, and you can go and like see like and then you give them a good experience, and then they go tell all of their friends times 500, and then the next time you come back, it's like 1,000 person venue.
Yeah, 500 to 1,000. I feel like everybody has fucking staged dive in the crowd.
You have to like. The thing is it's crazy because there's some artists who are shoot so fast now, where they're just so big, so quick that like they need. Some of these motherfuckers never got the opportunity to do those kind of venues. They get thrown on some major tour first.
That's a fact.
It's like, yo, that solo little run, even if you do 200 tickets a night, like that shit matters. That shit's how you spread your fan base. Like, yeah, I don't know though, man. We'll see what happens. I know Wiz just did like a fucking. He performed in the backyard.
Yeah, like the virtual
for fucking Genius.
Yeah.
That shit was, again, I think that's where shit's going. And if you're an artist, I could do the show in my backyard.
Yeah, you for sure gonna be like, yeah.
I thought the only thing I thought was cool about that is like fans could vote on what song he performed next. That shit was fire. Can you imagine if they figure out a way to do that shit at like a real venue, like on an app?
Wow.
And like you're performing, but the fans are in the crowd voting on that should be hard as fuck.
Because it's cool too for the artist. Like you wouldn't like, you already have your catalog. You know what's up. If the fan is hitting the song on the app and it comes through like the in-air shit, you know what's coming next, so you ain't gonna fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So
it does. I mean, I know, with like people having their sets and shit, it could be a little interesting. But yeah, I don't know, man. Talk about with your album, like I know you kind of switched up a little bit of the sound on some records, especially like with the melodic shit. I mean, going in that direction on some of the songs, like, and you've always kind of done that to an extent, but like, do you feel like this is like I feel like I've heard the growth on this project the most.
That's where I was at with it in my mind too. So 2019, like we talked about, I put out one project, and with that one project, we were on tour as well. But when I got off tour, I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to hurry up and rush to be like, yo, I need to put an album. I just got my pen right, you know what I mean? So I got a bunch of songs, like maybe 100, 200 songs from 2019 that I never even released, just because it was like me,
it was like
studying, practicing and shit like that. So I like put that on myself and said, I'm not even going to worry about the album. I'm just going to write. And that's why you hear the melodic sounds, the more, there's more message in it. You know what I mean? Like a mixtape, I can get in there and blah, 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 say what I want to do. But this is like personal shit that I haven't said in all this time. Like I haven't said stuff about like my uncles and like things like that passing away, and like not being at home when my grandma passed away, and not being at the funeral and things like that. Being in the hood, niggas turning their back on you, niggas kicking in my door, and come to find out it was some niggas I knew, and like, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So I never really talked about, like, one thing I really didn't talk about is like my car getting shot up 12 times with me in the car and not getting hit, you know what I'm saying?
This was back home?
Yeah, this was back home right in front of my mom's house. You know
when did that happen? What year was that?
Maybe, I want to say 16, like 2016.
That just happened? Like,
yeah.
So
it was trippy. It was like not trippy, but it was trippy, like trip. I was about to say Trippy Red was like 12 at the time. It was tripping me out because it's like it's on the block. It's on the block where I did everything. You feel me? Like in front of my mom's house. So when this shit started happening, I ain't even really like. It didn't really.
Were you inside of your car?
Yeah, bro. I was sitting there like rolling weed, like smoking, like rolling weed about to smoke, and I had talking to some girl on the phone, and I like had when I pulled up, I never put my. Because what I do is when I pull up, if I'm listening to music, I let the song just play.
Right.
And then I turn the car off and get out and go. No matter what I'm listening to.
Right.
But I was just rolling the weed and like talking to some girl, and all I heard was bow. And I ain't paying no attention because it's my block.
Right.
I'm like, motherfuckers shoot in the air and do shit all the time.
Right.
It was 9:45 in the morning though. Bow. I'm like, whoa. Bow, tink. I'm like, oh shit, they shooting at the car. Mind you, I'm still looking straight, not knowing where it come from. And then the fourth shot, I looked over and I hit the car too. Like, bow, tink. I'm like, oh shit. Then all the rest of them start coming through the windshield. Boom, 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 boom. I slid down, hit the door. Now my foot's on the brake. I never put the car in park. I slid down, hit the door latch, let my foot go off the brake, and the car went that way, like towards where the motherfuckers was shooting from. And then I just ducked behind it and let it roll, and then like skirt around the corner and shit. And it was like, and at that time, I never like, as I'm running, like there's a little corner store. It ain't funny, but it's funny. There's a little corner store. My adrenaline was going so crazy that I didn't even know if I was hit or not. But I could feel them motherfuckers whizzing past and hitting the headrest. I could feel all of that shit.
Like you were like, shit.
Yeah,
like,
so I just
so you
my shit down.
you,
Like,
you
oh.
opened the door and just kind of rolled out of the car and bounced.
Yeah, like I put my hand down and like kind of like creeped up the side of the car. And then like 2 more shots went off. Like, bow, bow. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm get around the corner.
Were you like, do you know who it was?
You know, the streets, you know.
Well, like because I feel like, I mean, at that time, did you have any sort of issues with some?
Nah, that's not even like my.
I feel like that's not your energy.
Yeah, that's not my energy at all. But you know, where I'm from, and you know, family, and you know, stuff like that. I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm tied in, regardless of anything. You know what I'm saying?
And
I'm
you're
part
kind
of it.
You're probably like the face of the fam because you're the biggest fucking.
Yeah, that too. But you know, it's like it's you know, neighborhood shit, man. Neighborhood shit. Sometimes you don't have nothing to do with shit, and that could have been like a, you know, a bad case right there for nothing type of deal. You know what I mean?
Damn, I didn't know that, man.
So yeah, because I never said it. I never. You know what I'm saying? Like you see Dolph, he like made a mixtape called 100 Shots. Like at the same time, I was like,
yo. By the way, shout out to Young Dolph, not only for being the good homie, but Jesus, man, they really try to get that fool. He pulled through twice.
Saying, man.
Like these motherfuckers was really trying to kill the Young Dolph for like a year straight.
Yeah, that was crazy. And that's all I could think of at that time. I was just like, fuck. And like now, with the Nipsey stuff and all that shit.
I mean, what was the
like,
young
damn.
man from Pittsburgh who died the same day?
Wapo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy because you could have been, bro. Like, I think that is the one thing. Like when X got murdered, it was like, yo, man, like you cannot move around where you're from. Like it's all good if you're that big. Like it sucks to say it, but it feels like where you're like instead of people being the most proud of you where you're from, it's like you get the most hate if you're.
And it's crazy because that's where you're the most comfortable as well.
Yeah, you feel like you know, it's just, I feel like people really, you're like them and they're mad that like, well, what's so special about that guy? Like he's from where I'm from, like, and I'm fucking still, you know, I don't know.
Right.
I got 7 kids in the trap. Fucking.
It don't really be people it's not people in your circle or people that you know or like people. Sometimes in a few cases it's people you grow up with.
Right, but it's just some random loser.
Yeah, it's like from the city. It's like it'd be a lot of talk.
I'm not even fucking famous like that, but I'm from Phoenix and there's people who want to like I don't even know these people. And I'm like, wait, why do you hate me?
Yeah, they don't like you because your position.
I'm so confused. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Damn, well, I'm glad that man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It was a wild time.
So when did your grandma pass away?
2014.
Were you on the road?
2013, matter of fact. Yeah, I was on the road. I was in New York, matter of fact, and like I got a message from one of my cousins, and they were like, "Call home, like call your mom," type of deal.
That's never good.
And I'm like, "Call my mom," and it's my mom's mother.
Right.
So like when I called and she was telling me about it, I was like, what? It's crazy. Cause at the time my grandma was like she was older, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I would go up there weekly when I was like home and shit. Before I moved out here, I would go up there weekly and just take care of shit. Same with my granddad that passed, like take care of shit, you know, cause they was always there.
Right.
And showed me shit. I always stayed the night and watched wrestling at my grandma. My granddad was always at fucking sports games and shit like that all the time. So, yeah, I was in New York, man, and like, it was at a time where a lot of shit was going on, and I just didn't. In my mind, I just didn't put 2 and 2 together to be like, I should.
Yeah, shit's moving in that during that year for the Taylors for sure. It's like, yo, this like you guys are like really, you know, it's crazy because my grandma died from COVID. She was in a nursing home, and we couldn't see her, like at all. So like for like the first like 2 months of COVID-19, my grandma is like super old, and so she had like light dementia. So she didn't see any of us for like 45 days before she died. She saw nobody from her family, so that shit was rough to swallow because it was like, damn, like she might have thought everybody was dead, or you know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't. It was crazy.
Yeah, because when you in that, like I said, my granddad passed away from dementia, and the only thing and this is the man that used to take me to every sport event I had, but the only thing I would go over there on Wednesdays. The only thing he knew me by was apple pie, because that's what I used to bring. That's what he liked. I used to bring it on Wednesday. He forgot my name.
Damn.
He'd just be like, when he see me, he'd be like, apple pie. And he know I'm about to give him, you know what I'm saying, the apple pie.
Damn.
Which was still cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had to take it in a cool way.
Right.
So.
Yo, that's wild, man. That's crazy. Did you watch the Democratic or the debate? Did you see the debate?
I watched it with the sound off. I was in the studio recording, so I seen it with the sound off.
Dog.
But I went to YouTube last night when I got to the crib and rewatched it. Wiz was like, yo, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go watch this shit when I get home. He's like, man, don't watch that shit. I'm like, I got to see it. I got to see what they was saying. Yo,
what did you think? What did you think of it?
Honestly, I mean, lesser of two evils.
100%.
That's what I got from it.
That's the Joe Biden bumper sticker. Lesser of two evils. Vote for me.
For real, he needs to go by that because it's basically that. You know what I mean? Because you could still like there's stuff from back in the day that Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, the '94 crime bill. I mean, look, Joe Biden is a very flawed candidate, but
for sure,
he's not. I think he does have. You know, I think if you're the president, you gotta like have the quality to make people feel like everything's gonna be okay. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not, I feel like that is like your job. You're supposed to go out and talk to the whole entire country during times of fuck shit and make everyone feel like it's handled.
So when you see Donald Trump, you look at him and say, we're fucked.
We're fucked.
And then you see Joe Biden and he's like, everybody just calm
We're
down.
less fucked. He might be old, but at least he's got the young fly sister with her whack ass Timberlands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she had the souls.
Yeah, I'm like, where's Timberlands like that?
The New York people was getting on them.
They gotta stop trying to like make her hip hop because she said that the fucking Tupac was the greatest rapper alive. And I'm like, why is she even like come on,
leave it alone, man.
Just leave it alone. And the other way to look at that is maybe she knows something we don't know. Maybe Tupac is alive.
Man, she ain't the only one that know that shit.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Say it out loud.
For like 10 years of my life, I try to, probably like 5 years.
That he left the country.
That he's alive. Bro, there's so many things about Tupac's death that are wild. Like, if you listen to Tupac's greatest hits, there's a song on there called, where he says rest in peace Biggie Smalls in the beginning, and Biggie died like fucking 9 months after Tupac died. He said, rest in peace fucking Biggie Smalls. And then at the beginning of Machiavelli, he says, Suge shot me.
Yeah, he does. I heard that.
Bro, there's a song on Tupac's greatest hits where he shouts out Biggie being dead. Also, there's he did, when they were putting out those whack ass Tupac albums where there was like just random ass like current rappers on songs with Tupac. Yeah. Like, why is he shouted out Trick Daddy, bro, on one of the songs? And I'm like, yo, Trick Daddy was not a fucking round, bro. In 96.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I mean, but was he? Like, I'm sure he was around, but like, was he? Like, this motherfucker didn't know who the fuck Trick Daddy was.
When was the first Trick Daddy song, bro?
Bro, like, www.thug.com was like the first album that had, I think that was like 99. It was 99. Maybe 98. No, it was 99. Look it up. It was 99.
Was that... baby, I'm a thug.
No, that was after Trick Daddy was popping. It was the Nan that Nan.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see.
You might be right. I think that was like 98, 99.
It was 99. 1-800 or what's it? Thug.
Trick's first album based on a true story came out in 97.
Okay, no, but the one that everyone knew him for, Thug.com.
But if his first album came out in 97,
what? Tupac died in 96.
Thug.com was 98.
Okay.
But if his first album came out in 97, he was probably already moving in 96.
Tupac died in 96, and for the record.
But you don't know that nigga didn't come out in 96?
98.
So 98?
Yeah.
Listen, man. Nobody knew who the fuck Trick Daddy was when Tupac was alive. God bless him.
Yeah, I could now that you did the math, yeah.
So Tupac, I was thinking this motherfucker was alive. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he shouting out Biggie Smalls? That fucking shit, I know he had a lot of songs, but like, he's got like fucking 11 albums since he's fucking died. Like, how much fucking music?
Was that your knowledge back then? Like,
no, you're right. Now that I know, that was when I was a kid. But now I know that there's motherfuckers who literally have like 500 songs on their hard drive that nobody will ever
and they
hear.
Clip pieces. He could say Biggie Smalls and he could say rest in peace, and they go clip.
True. They can make him say anything. Yeah, that's true. As a kid, you don't think like the fucking Pro
because
Tools.
we didn't know about the fucking boards and working in the studios and like all that shit back then.
Dude.
Just like TV, bro.
Hold on, I'm about to play this part. Bro, I used to listen to this song so much as a kid because I
heard him say that. I heard the Suge.
No, you heard the
Shot
Suge Shot Me. Everyone heard that, but
I
nobody.
never heard the Biggie Smalls.
People don't remember because people ain't real Tupac fans. And by the way, I'm extremely critical of Tupac. I think he's one of the most overrated MCs ever. But I think as an artist, he was extremely important and incredible.
MC, break it down.
I just feel like lyrically, flow wise, he was limited with his flow. Like you think of Biggie could hop on a song with Bone and do Bone shit. Like I just feel like Tupac, as the whole package, was one of the greatest of all time. One of the most influential. But I think when we talk about like who's the best rapper,
like pure rap skills,
I don't think Tupac's. I think he's around 11 or 12.
Not that far back. Well, I guess because you're gonna say Big Daddy Kane, you're gonna say
I put Royce the 5'9" over Tupac as a rapper. If we're talking about rapping. If we're talking about rapping, I'm not talking about making. And by the way, Royce is incredible. But I'm saying
super dope.
There's so many artists who could rap circles around Tupac. Think of like this. Do you remember the fucking the Biggie Tupac freestyle? I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8. All you gotta do is just listen to that song, and there's just like a very big contrast on who was like the better rapper.
You had hammer in them 357 bitches.
Yeah,
Biggie Small.
The millionaire, the mansion, the yacht, the 2 hot Glocks, the 2 weed spots. That's how I got the weed spot. I shot Dread in the head. Yeah,
took the bread and the lamb spread. Yeah. All right.
Hey, shout out to the Tunnel from Funk Flex and Big Cap for having that back in the day.
Yeah. See, word play. Yeah, I would say word play.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Tupac was not fucking bro. Tupac's one of my favorite.
I got you. I understand.
Tupac's one of my favorite rappers ever.
I got you.
But you know what? People die on the Tupac cross. Like they die on there's 2 types of fans that are very similar in 2 different aspects of life. Tupac rap fans and Lil Wayne rap fans. I'll put those in the same category because Lil Wayne fans are fucking crazy because they think he's the second most overrated rapper. But nonetheless, Tupac fans. And God rest his soul, Kobe fans. Right? If you talk to a Kobe fan, they think Kobe's like 1 or 2 all time.
He's 2.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
He's 2.
To me, if someone asks you who's the greatest NBA player ever and you say any other names besides Michael Jordan or LeBron James, you're just heavily biased and you grew up like...
I mean, Will Chamberlain did a lot of shit.
Yeah, but he was playing against motherfuckers that look like me.
I say that same. I say the same story. But
there was just a bunch of fucking balding white dudes out there, bro.
Listen to this. All right, so this is where I'm at with it. We talking about rings right now. This is what I'm gonna say, right? LeBron this year is his 10th time going to the league. I mean, going to the championship, right?
Oh, I can't wait for this argument you're about to make because it's horse shit. Go ahead.
Listen. I'm listening. If he wins every time, this man has 10 championship rings.
Bill Russell did that.
Yeah, in that era
against guys that look like me.
In this era, LeBron had the chance to do that.
Are you about to get in LeBron's ass right now, Pause?
What I'm going to say is, if he plays these couple years and makes a run of 3 rings and gets past the 5 that Kobe has, on the stat board, on the rings, on everything, he's going to be past Kobe.
So can I point something out? Because I think LeBron gets a really bad rap for the how many times he's been to the finals versus how many times he's won a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't talk about Jordan or Kobe. We don't talk about the year Kobe was on the Lakers before Jerry West handed him Paul Gasol for nothing, and they were a fucking 8 seed getting bounced out. Trust me, the Suns did it.
Yeah, but it's the number.
But what I'm saying is the years that Kobe didn't make the finals, the years Jordan didn't make LeBron's going to the finals. Like, his failure years are like, you know what? He made it to the finals.
But he's going to the finals and losing.
Hey,
Jordan went to the finals and never lost.
But what's okay? A normal year for LeBron is making it to the finals, right? A normal year for any Jordan went to the finals 6 times. How many years did he play? 12 years? 13 years?
Yeah.
So that means half of his career he didn't go to the finals.
Yeah. But when he went, what did he do?
So is it better if LeBron had just gotten bounced in the Eastern Conference Finals those years instead of going and losing?
Yeah. I mean,
no, that's bullshit.
No. Look, the level would have still been the same. They still would have been saying he lost.
So why don't they say that when Kobe was getting fucking skied up when he had no help?
Because when he goes to the finals, he wins. So LeBron,
no, that's not true.
LeBron not going. How many times did Kobe lose in the finals?
They lost to the Celtics
once.
But guess what? LeBron's other years. LeBron is year 17. He's made it to the finals 10 years. So over half of his career, he's been in the finals.
Right.
He's probably going to go at least one time with the Lakers because.
Charles Barkley hates sitting up on that.
Charles Barkley's a fucking, and I love.
He hates sitting up on that panel with Shaq, bro, because he don't have no chips.
That's fine, but LeBron's got chips.
Yeah, but
LeBron James
he loses
has
in
won
a chip.
ring. He's about to win a ring with his 3rd team.
He loses in a chip.
Okay. So this is where you have no argument here. Let's look at who LeBron's competition has been in the finals. All right, the only one I'll give you. There's only one ring that he lost that was unexcusable, and that was against the Mavs in 2011.
Yeah.
That was a joke. That's his black eye on his career, is that one series. Outside of that, the NBA is crazier than ever. Jordan couldn't get out of the East in the 80s because of Detroit, the Sixers, the Celtics. Right.
Figured it out, though.
By the way, you watch The Last Dance... And they're like, yo, Jordan was facing a feisty Cavaliers team. And who were the best players on the Cavaliers? Mark Price and fucking... Craig Elo, Mark Price, and fucking Brad Daughtry. And Jordan had hard times getting past them. Nonetheless.
That was the year of the
I digress.
Fucking white hoop dude was nice as hell. That was those years.
Listen. LeBron is no one's ever fucking faced tougher competition in the finals. That's a fact. This man went against peak Spurs before Kawhi, right? As a kid with nobody. He had Donyell Marshall. Eric Snow was his starting point guard, and they had Big Z. This was before Mo Williams was even on the team. They went to the finals. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he got smashed by the fucking Spurs because we're talking peak Spurs, right? This is fucking... Duncan, Ginobili, Tony Parker in their fucking greatest. He had to play the Mavs, which they should have won. No shit. Then they play the Thunder with 3 future NBA MVPs on the roster. They had James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook all on the same fucking team. LeBron made light work of them, year 2. Then the next 2 years, it's battles with the Spurs. This is new peak Spurs with fucking Kawhi Leonard. And he splits it 50-50. They get a wing run here.
Kawhi wasn't averaging 20.
But he was locking motherfuckers the fuck down.
He was Bruce Bowen.
No, he wasn't. Come on. He won a finals MVP the year that they beat.
The second one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah.
All right, I'll give him that.
So,
he played in it twice.
So, then he has to go against the fucking Warriors, bro, who's legitimately the greatest team ever. If you were to just put like talent, you throw the Warriors with KD, Steph, and Clay on the fucking against anybody, like,
yeah.
So he has to play them 4 years in a row. Year 1, Kyrie and Kevin Love are injured. Matthew Dellavedova is his fucking starting point guard. He's got fucking Mozgov out there.
Look at all the shit you got to give him to even
make him to
hold him up.
He took the fucking he took the Cavaliers to 6, or he took the Warriors to 6. They should have won the series, and they did. Then the next year, they win. Greatest fucking ring ever won. Down 3-1. LeBron wins the greatest ring anyone's ever won. And then the next 2 years, they just run into the buzzsaw of like, bro, it's Kevin Durant and the Warriors. It wasn't fair. They ruined the NBA. But I say all that to say LeBron has had the toughest competition, and he's about to win his 3rd ring. He's better than Kobe.
He's better than Kobe?
Of course. You're crazy. Kobe's like top 7 player of all time. He's certainly not top.
So Eminem is top 3 rappers, top 5 for you? That's what it sounds like. Like it's it's no way. It's like not LeBron.
Wait. Give
LeBron
me that. Are you comparing Eminem to
look?
LeBron is Jay-Z, not Eminem. Come on, man.
LeBron is Jay-Z.
Yes. And Jordan is Rakim, bro.
Number 2 is he's not.
LeBron is number 2,
He's
bro.
not.
Kobe sure the fuck ain't number 2.
Yes, he is.
You're crazy.
Kobe is number 2, dog.
Can we pull up what
I
year
believe-
7?
I
Can we
believe-
pull up what year number 17 looked like for Kobe versus what it looked like for LeBron? Actually, let's.
Where's my phone?
Kobe Bryant.
It's for sure different.
Well, it's just not even close. Year 17. LeBron. Did you see LeBron James score 38 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists in an elimination game in the Western Conference Finals? I don't know if you saw that. He's 35 years old. It's year 17.
I know, but this is a different type of animal.
And he's a different type of animal.
You put in
No, you're right.
$4 to $5 million in your body at this point.
And
Kobe was not doing that. So
Kobe did a lot of that.
Since Kobe had, one big thing is Kobe gonna get that surgery overseas. That's what people know. People don't know that it's out there that LeBron puts $4, $5, $6, $7 million in his body as far as training and doing all of that shit.
You know why?
But he's
the greatest of all time.
But think about it. It's like the rappers not having Twitter and Instagram and YouTube at the time, and then then LeBron comes along and he got Twitter and YouTube and Instagram, and now
I don't think it's the same thing.
It is.
Shout out to LeBron though.
Yeah, shout out to LeBron. He's number 3.
So
and my favorite player is Carmelo, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Of all time.
I mean, I respect it.
That's
an original thought.
It used to be Scottie Pippen.
Carmelo was fun to watch. They should have did something with the fucking when they had AI. That would have been crazy. In the Nuggets.
Yeah, I like that squad.
So are you voting? Do you vote?
Nah, I haven't. I mean, I live out here now, so I can't.
Are you registered out here?
Nah.
Oh, so you gotta.
So I gotta fly back home.
Nah, you gotta do the absentee ballot, bro. Pennsylvania is a fucking. It's a really fucking. That's a swing state, man. I found the song, by the way, Tupac song.
Uh-oh.
Why is it not playing? It's because fucking.
Are you telling somebody about it?
The government doesn't want us to know Tupac's alive, bro.
Look at my new Xbox. Hit the power button and it don't work.
Why is it not playing on my Spotify? God Bless the Dead is the name of the song. Pull it up on YouTube. Listen to this shit.
Rest in peace to my motherfucking Biggie Smalls.
See, that's how it's clipped. I would have been knew that. Play it back. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you why it's clipped.
Rest in peace to my motherfucking Biggie Smalls.
It's really rest in peace. It's whatever it is, the nigga is missing. The word nigga is missing. Rest in peace to my motherfucking nigga Biggie Smalls. They clipped it. Rest in peace to my motherfucker Biggie Smalls. Don't nobody talk like that, bro.
Maybe Tupac does.
Fuck that.
You don't know that, man?
Man.
Somebody in Cuba probably knows him. So if you were to vote, you would vote for, or this year, would you vote for the Biden man?
Yeah, like I said, lesser of two evils. That would be the only reason.
Yo, what's up, man? Bootleg Kev here. Shouting out to the homies at Odd Socks for sponsoring the Bootleg Kev podcast and showing us love, man. And let me tell you something. We don't take everyone's money. That's not true. We'll take everyone's money but Donald Trump's. But with that being said, we fuck with Odd Socks, all right? I've been rocking Odd Socks for like 8 years now. And man, Christmas time coming up. Make sure you get you some Odd Socks. First of all, let's talk about these basics right here. These joints are the most comfortable socks I've ever put on my feet. All right, no design, no license, but just crazy. So make sure you get some of those. All right. Then they got the Nickelodeon. They got the Scarface. They got Tapatio. They got WWE. How about Chef from South Park? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need. Shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin, by the way. These are the socks that I wear when I drink PBR and yell at my wife. Anyway, shout out to Old Dirty Bastard, too. Go to oddsocksofficial.com right now. All right? Right now. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the keyword Bootleg Kev, and you will receive 20% off at checkout. Go do that. All right, so your album is out, and it's been out for a while now.
Yeah, July 3rd.
Yeah. Hey, what's up with this fucking methodical Taylor Gang album that I've heard music that was supposed to be on for like the last 8 years of my life? Like, what is going on? Is that ever gonna?
I think everybody just started putting out like this shit like singly first, just to build that back up. Because we did one before, a volume 1.
Yeah, but that was more like a tape.
Yeah.
Wasn't there supposed to be like an actual album?
Yeah, but that was like the tape. Yeah, it was the tape. But we're working on the album now. But it's just like everybody started doing their own.
So who is like? Because I know like once people are Taylor Gang, it's usually everything and everything's kosher. But like, who's officially Taylor Gang now? Like official. Like who's on the label now? Because you don't see like, I don't see Juicy J banging Taylor Gang like he used to. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit happens.
So Juicy J is not Taylor Gang anymore?
I mean, like you said, once you Taylor Gang, man. I be seeing, people still be wearing their chains and stuff like that.
Do you get the chain back once they leave the crew? Is that like, hey, yo, this is yours as long as...
There was only one circumstance that happened.
You had to get the chain back?
I didn't have to get it back.
Well, whose chain got taken back?
I ain't gonna get into all that.
I mean, come on, man.
No, that's cool.
Was it somebody like bigger?
I ain't gonna get into all that, man. For me, once I rep it, I rep it. And
what year did
the
chain have to get taken back? I'll take a guess.
Probably like 14, maybe. It was back a while. 15. You know what I mean? Sometimes business stuff don't work out for people, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean.
Was it Uzi?
Give me the chain back.
Was
type
it Uzi?
Of deal. I don't even know, but it like give me the chain back type of deal. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
because I heard
yo, give me that.
I heard Uzi was close to being Taylor Gang.
Yeah, I mean DJ Drama and them is family. So,
yeah,
So
Uzi got his chain taken
Lake
back.
is family. You know what I'm saying? Don Cannon is family.
Shout out to Don Cannon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, man. And like I said, once it's Taylor Gang, it's always Taylor Gang, especially with me.
Is Lola Monroe still Taylor Gang?
Nah.
I was about to say, because that was, I feel like that was the only exception of things I thought that got kind of sketchy publicly, where it felt like you guys, like there was like a weird split. I feel like everybody else is just kind of like, it's like, fam.
It's different when it's, I guess it's different because we haven't really like parted ways with like no women, like rappers or, stuff like that. So I guess it was probably kind of like a different thing.
Right.
When you part ways like that. And they got to say what they got to say anyway.
Yeah,
regardless.
I feel like no matter what, like Ty is going to always be Taylor Gang affiliated. Right. Burner will always be Taylor Gang affiliated to some capacity. Like, even if...
Now, when you speak of affiliated, that's more like it. You know what I mean? It's people that's like,
There's like a difference between being signed to the label, right? And then just being...
Yeah, just being the homies of... You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You still popping. I still support you and do all of that. But I just, in my years of dealing with people, I just know some things that I just be like, yeah, I know what's up with you. Still, what's up, though? You know what I'm saying? But
have you ever been in any rap beefs in your career?
Nah.
No beefs?
Nah. No.
That's a positive.
Nah. Some little stuff back home, but it wasn't like nothing.
But not like some actual, like,
I never got into it with nobody. closest thing I probably got into it with somebody was like, you remember Trail used to hang with Tiger?
Yeah. Oh wait, not Fat Trail.
No.
No. Oh yeah, yeah.
Like we had some words on the internet, and then we seen each other in Dubai, and it was like this shit never happened. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that's like the closest thing to anything.
Damn, that's the guy who had like one arm, or said something wrong with his hand or some shit.
No, that's
I'm
the
tripping.
that's the you know where the Tiger store is right now. You used to have a Tiger. He used to have that. Yeah. That's where he got his spot now. I think it's like him and his lady. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Tiger for having a comeback that I didn't see fucking coming. Cause
Lane, he found it.
I feel like he just did. This is the thing with Tiger. Tiger like had his lane and then he stopped running in it, and then his shit hit a wall for like a long time, and then he just made shit again that like he should have never stopped. Like.
Well, also too, I believe. I mean, it was public that he had shit going on with Cash Money.
Oh so yeah, but I know. But he was putting out a lot of shit
to...
through Empire that was just atrocious music. He was putting out some really bad shit, and then he finally got back to making like.
I think that's what happens with artists though. When they
like this motherfucker was trying to sing and like he was just like, bro, like talk about strippers and fucking bitches and do it over 100 BPMs, like. He's back. Shout out to Tiger. Your album is out. Go support it.
Yeah.
You have anything else, like any other ventures that you want to shout out?
I mean, in quarantine I started the cooking shit. So.
Oh yeah, you can cook. Now are you better than Brandon Scales though?
That's what we trying to figure out. We gonna find out. But
because I'm putting money on B-Dot.
I know his food.
He's a beast.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like a fucking 5-star chef. That guy.
I am too. I don't got no stars. You know what I'm saying? But.
Yeah, man. What got you into cooking though?
I used to just hang around the kitchen with my grandma, my mom, and shit.
So have you
like
always
that.
been a cook, or is this recently?
Nah, I mean, I left my mom's house when I was like 20, so like being on my own, kind of like figured that shit out.
But I'm saying like where you really started to get passionate about cooking. Like, has that been always been a thing, or is that something that's just been recently?
It just been in the kitchen for me until I really like start reading books and shit like that and start.
I just like watching
recipes.
YouTube shit. I've been watching motherfuckers cook on YouTube all the time.
And as I said, like for the Make It Good with Chevy Woods, it's a series. It's 10 episodes.
Damn. All right, and then you've been working out too.
Yeah.
So you work out where Wiz is at, which is the what's it called?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, which is
shout out to Jay Glazer.
Jay Glazer, Fox NFL Insider.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of people work out over there?
Football players, basketball players, actors.
Who's been the most random actor that, or like coolest actor you've met over there, or like seen over there?
That's a good question. I mean, maybe me and Usher.
Usher.
Yeah, because the cool thing about it is he like comes in and like does his work and like he says what's up to everybody, of course, and stuff like that. But he's like real focused on what he's doing, and he rides his bike there and back to wherever he's going.
Usher just riding a bike. I met Usher at Ty's house last year, and it was one of the coolest. I don't care about nobody.
Right.
I was like, man, I'm literally in Ty's kitchen with Usher talking, like just going in deep with him about the Game of Thrones series finale. I was like, damn, if I was a kid and someone told me I'd be hanging out with Usher,
right?
That should be crazy.
Yeah,
that shit don't happen to me with a lot of dudes, but like Usher, I was like, this is fucking crazy, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like I was hanging out with Busta Rhymes too, like a couple weeks ago, and that shit was like, wow, I'm really telling Busta Rhymes how excited I was when him and Mystical got on a song together when I was a kid. Like
that's lit though.
Like this is crazy. Like
I got like that around Busta when I first met him. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, and I've seen Busta around, but like I actually was like, we were in a very intimate space, had a conversation for about an hour, and I was like, this is crazy. If you were telling me as a kid I'd be kicking it with Busta Rhymes, having like real conversations with him, I'd tell you you're full of shit. Or I'd be like, yo, I made it in life.
Right.
It's crazy, man.
I think it's like that for me with Snoop.
Yeah, even with Snoop, Doggy Style was the first cassette tape that got me into hip hop. I got it on accident, and I was like 7, 6, and I learned that whole I know that, like, that's like my favorite top 3, 4 favorite album ever.
Did you ever notice like, so obviously with the storytelling from the East Coast, it's like Slick Rick,
Yeah.
like infused, like that's where Snoop.
Oh,
got
Snoop was so man.
But that's why, as a kid, we loved it so much because it was storytelling,
Yeah, for sure.
and you could follow it easy.
Bro, when I heard Snoop's version of Lottie Dottie, like I didn't even know there was a Slick Rick version at the time. I was like fucking in kindergarten.
Yeah, when he did hit with it's crazy.
I was like, and then I heard the Slick Rick. I'm like, this shit is whack.
Yeah,
The Snoop one is the one,
right.
but it's because it's the one I listened. I heard. I knew that one. Yeah, it's crazy. Snoop is one of them ones, man. It was like I got to see Snoop once and smoke with him, and you know, I'm cool with his boy Kev. Shout out to my guy Kev. But yeah, like Snoop's a fucking.
Oh
legend.
yeah, shout out to Kev. He be working out and shit too with Snoop now. I've seen that.
Yeah, man, I gotta get in the gym, but I ain't going to Unbreakable. I can't afford it. Anyway, yo, wrapping up the podcast. Chevy Woods, go get his project. It's out.
Yeah.
And follow him Twitter, Instagram, and Cooking Good with Chevy Woods.
Make it good.
Make it good with Chevy Woods. The YouTube series, is that officially launched?
Yeah,
right.
It's
You're on 10?
Yeah, I'm on 10. I shot 10, and now I'm working on season 2. So
You got to fucking.
I just
want
get you
to.
on, bro. We doing something different.
The chef battle with you and B. Scales needs to happen.
We
And
got beat out.
I'll be a judge.
Facts. You and Nate, my homie Nate.
Shout out to Nate.
Yeah.
I feel like I always see Nate in random places in Woodland Hills. Shout out
Nate
to
is the man with random places.
He is.
He's the man.
You be like, bruh, didn't I see?
Yeah, he know what's up.
He being low key as hell.
Anytime I want to go somewhere, like I want to do something, I'll be like, what should I do, bro?
Now he be
And
knowing
he's
all
like,
the
yo,
spots.
Here, wineries and all types
Yeah,
of
shout out
shit.
to Nate,
So,
man.
yeah.
Anyway, yo, wrapping it up. Bootleg Kev Podcast. We out.
Yo.